What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to Breaking News. Eidl 2.0 is imminent as the IRS backlog is huge. It is Monday, August the 23rd, 2021. Please do me a huge favor, give this video a thumbs up, hashtag Eidl in the comments below. Don't forget, follow me over on Twitter at TrySmallBiz. It's at TrySmallBiz, where I'm trying like hell right now as we speak to get you and your family the money that you deserve. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I was just told about an hour and a half ago that Eidl 2.0, which was supposed to go a week ago to the day, is imminent. What the hell does imminent mean? I do not have an answer for that, but that's $2 million caps, and perhaps most importantly, you can now use the loan money to pay down government-backed debt, basically refi at 3.75, which to me is a bit of a holy shit moment. And what did an IRS agent tell a friend of mine who's in the process of going through 24 months of working capital with exactly how many trucks are out in the parking lot of unprocessed IRS tax returns? Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. Grab yourself a cup of coffee in a ceramic mug, ice cold beer, glass of wine, whiskey on a big rock. Here we go. It's a Target special. It's a Target special. Ladies and gentlemen, you normally see me in the Kroger special. These are about, I think, $3 for a dozen or something crazy like that. Well, I didn't have any that are clean, so I had to use my Target special out of the dishwasher. Anybody have one of these? They're not bad. They actually keep it quite warm, and Target's got a lot of good stuff. I'm a Target. Not a fan of Walmart. No offense to anybody who's made a bloody fucking fortune in that stock, but I like to shop at Target. So, look, ladies and gentlemen, Eidl 2.0, $2 million caps, supposed to go a week ago today. I'm told it's imminent. I tried to dig. What's imminent? Is it today? It's been a week late. What the fuck is going on? Don't have an answer for you. Well, when's it going to be imminent? It's supposed to be imminent. So I would imagine it's going to be this week. That's the $2 million caps, and that's the fact that you can use it to pay down business credit cards and government-backed debt. And in my opinion, the fact that they have funded more people in the last year and a half than in the last 50-plus years combined of the SBA, in conjunction with the fact that they've fucked many of you right in the old rear end, there's no way in hell they're going to do any or much more than almost none in terms of auditing. So as long as you don't go way off the reservation, you can pay down your debts. You can pay down any loans that you've got with respect to the federal government, and there's not going to be any problem whatsoever. And if you've got incoming receipts, like a lot of you have said to me, Jason, what if I take $500,000 into my business checking account and then another $500,000 comes in over the next 6 months? How in the world is the SBA going to know what I actually spent the money on? Answer, they're not. So don't worry about it, folks. I know a lot of people that have gotten Eidl loans related to hurricanes and fires. The SBA never calls them. Now that they've funded more loans in the last year and a half, they went from a $40 billion balance sheet to over $1 trillion. They have grown 25-fold in terms of the amount of assets under management. There's no way in hell, and the IRS is a good example of that, they've got the human power in place to figure out what the fuck everybody's spending the money on. So as long as you don't act like a goddamn fool, as my grandfather would say, rest his soul, Grandpa, you're going to be fine. All right. Eidl 2.0 is coming this week. I had a friend of mine. I'll read this out loud. Just bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. This is somebody that I trust. They've been going through the grinder for weeks, if not months by now. He sends me an email. He said, I just waited on hold with the IRS for 3 hours. The lady told me they don't have a plan on finishing all the backlog taxes until next year. What? She says, are you getting this? She says there are hundreds of 18-wheel trailers in the parking lot right now, full to the brim with people's taxes waiting to be processed. I've already submitted my stamped 2019 taxes months ago, along with 2 years of business bank statements. At what point is the SBA going to wise up and use use data on the stamped taxes? They keep asking for 45016, but it's not available and probably won't be for 2022. So I reached back out to him, and I totally trust this guy. I said, she told you hundreds of trucks? He said hundreds. Now, she might have been exaggerating. So on Twitter, just to be safe, I put dozens of tractor trailer loads full of unprocessed tax returns. Now, most of that is part of the $35 billion that we learned about a month and a half ago that they're backlogged on because of 2020. So we're concerned with respect to Eidl, your 2019 gross revenue numbers, right? Well, then we already had tens of millions of people add their taxes in the last 6 months. So unless they have a department that is dedicated to nothing but the SBA and Form 4506T, as I told Isabel Guzman on Twitter this afternoon, she needs to get rid of that fucking rule altogether. Now, the good news is, and you've seen it if you read the comments, ladies and gentlemen, half of SBA loan officers, I know those of you that like to tell me, oh, that's not the case with mine, half of the SBA loan officers are processing loans with a stamped copy that you can get at a tax center, Tom Allen Charlie Center of the IRS. It's probably within an hour or two drive for almost all of you. Just go to Google, Tax Center IRS for your state. And 2 years worth of bank statements, 2018 and 19 or 2019 and 20. At least half in the Office of Capital Access are taking that. The other half, for whatever fucking reason, whether they're a prick or they're inexperienced or both, they're saying, I can't do anything until I get a copy of your 4506D. So every hour, on the hour, I am letting Miss Isabel Guzman, the fine folks at the SBA, don't forget, I've got 3 pages of directors in the Atlanta office. I've explained how you do that. Just go to your state on Google, District Directory - Small Business Administration. You'll get a copy. But like everything else, right? It's one step forward, another one back. It's not even 2 forward and 1 back. It's 1 forward and 1 back. It's like we've all been in the same Groundhog fucking Day place, for the most part, for the last several months. So, here's what you have to do, ladies and gentlemen. Eidl 2.0 is probably going to happen this week. $2 million caps. Lots of benefits, including being able to refinance or pay off government-backed debt, including your business credit cards. You got to somehow get down in touch with a local, district, or state office of your SBA. Now, the problem is most of the blue states are locked down. They're terrified of the variant, which is never going to end. That's a whole nother story. And they may never open their fucking doors again. It's part of the snowflake fucking society, right? We can't suck it up like they did in 19 with the Spanish flu. I think we lost over 1 million people. They were out walking around with masks on. We didn't take 16 months off and bleed our treasury and jack up our national debt just because nobody wants to leave the fucking house anymore. I digress. You got to get a hold. 17 months talking about the same fucking thing. The good news, we got a lot of people that got up to 15 grand worth of grants. We got $2 million caps coming this week. Been fighting for those. Many of you gotten 24 months of capital. And again, the more the cars continue to pile up, the more that Big Ben Cardin, who's already on record publicly numerous times talking for Eidl loan forgiveness, the more of a chance that we have to happen. So you got to get a hold of your local SBA agents. You got to call them up. You got to email them, all of them, not just 1 or 2, all of them. Whoever's going to call you back, you got to say, hey, look, I've been stuck in reconsideration now for 3 months. Can you please help me get in touch with someone over there so I can get my application processed? I need the money and I need it now. Now, don't put that in your initial correspondence. Once they engage with you, most of them will call you back. Some will email you with instructions. Send me this, this, and this, and I'll forward it along. Okay, fine. Document everything. Times, dates, names, email addresses. Don't forget, it's firstname.lastname@sba.gov. And again, you can just watch my video on how to get the directory names. It's a PDF of between 3 and as many as 7 pages if you live in New York or California. And you got to be the squeaky wheel. You guys would be amazed how many times I dig down and I say, okay, you've been in reconsideration now for 4 months. How many times do you call the SBA? Well, I called them about a month ago. You got to call the SBA Monday and Thursday, Tuesday and Friday. You got to try to get a supervisor on the phone. And you got to be nice. These people are overworked just like we are. You got to say, look, as you can see by my file, I've been calling now for months. If I don't get this money in soon, I'm going to be out of business. Can you please connect me to a supervisor or someone who's been there for a number of years so they can notate my account as you and others have for about 20 times? Don't raise your voice like that. About 20 times by now. Now, there's some rumbling, and I saw this in the comments. I'm going to leave you with two teasers. The last one's a good one. There's some people on our YouTube wall that are saying that in the last 24 to 48 hours, the SBA is sending them to another email address. I don't have what it is. I just asked to find out what it is so you can get information as to where you actually stand in reconsideration. Now, wouldn't that be nice if it was fucking true? If you can email someone, maybe it's even a phone number that'll eventually be coming out, and you can say, hey, where am I in the reconsideration process? And they can go, well, it looks like you've got another week and a half here, another 2 weeks there. I've been telling you for about 3 weeks now, this has been coming. There's a new customer service. But until I see what the email address is, I can't tell you. But I just saw a fourth person tell me this on YouTube. And here's my final teaser of the day. Don't be surprised, and you haven't heard this anywhere else, that if we are unsuccessful as hard as we're going to try to get S513 passed, and Jackie Rosen and John Cornyn have said not a goddamn word. If we're unsuccessful in getting it into the budget reconciliation process, and for whatever reason they refuse to bring it to the table, do not be surprised as part of the Eidl loan forgiveness package, at a minimum, is $15,000 off your loan if you suffered an economic loss, and as much as $50,000 to $100,000 if you have fewer than 50 employees. Let me say that one more time. If I am unsuccessful, and I'm going to try like hell, it is being talked about among corridors, right, Big Ben Cardin, that if we cannot get Congress to come together in a bipartisan way to pass S513 or a new bill to get middle and high income communities the 10 to 15,000 they were promised, do not be surprised if it's offered as part of an Eidl loan forgiveness package, which could go up to the first $50,000 to $100,000 if you suffered at least a 30% economic loss and have fewer than 50 employees. So until next time, and no, that's not a fucking guarantee, but you can see how it could possibly happen. Always remember, ladies and gentlemen, I love each and every one of you, and thank you so much for watching.